Anyway, guys, there's over 600 people in the stream already. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing to the channel. Why should you do that? I'll tell you why. Because we are dedicated to helping you reach financial freedom through trading and doing technical analysis and investing in cryptocurrency markets. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and jump on to some Bitcoin TA, because I know that's what you guys came here for. And remember, guys, since the title is talking about Cardano, we are going to be doing some Cardano technical analysis. That is going to be a large part of this stream. We're going to talk about Bitcoin first, and then as more people join on in, we're going to talk about Cardano here in about 10 to 15 minutes or so. So guys, the very first thing I want to do is I want to back up, and I want to show you what the chart on Bitcoin looks like with completed technical analysis. What we're going to be looking at here in about 5 to 10 minutes is a chart that looks something like this. But first, guys, as always, we have to go back to basics, and we have to figure out what in the world is Bitcoin doing. This is called blank-to-bank technical analysis. This is where we take a blank chart, and I take you through all of my steps to figuring out what exactly the chart's doing so that we can figure out how to make bank by trading and investing in this market. So again, this is where we're going, but this is where we're starting. So let's do it. The very first thing that we have to do, guys, is we have to figure out where our support and resistance levels are. We're going to talk about trend lines here in a second, but we need to figure out where our levels are. The first level we need to know is obviously the previous all-time high figure for Bitcoin at $58,500. That happened about 7 days ago. Another level that I see on this chart that's going to be very important is our previous all-time high figure back here. You guys can see that Bitcoin used $42,000 as an all-time high figure for quite a while. We ended up breaking above it back earlier on in February, in particular on the 8th of February. And this was actually a price target that we had used on this channel. I told you guys many times last week. Give me a 1 in chat if you remember this. I talked about many times last week about how I believed that Bitcoin was going to pull back to between $41,000 and $42,000. Well, right now it looks like Bitcoin pulled back to $42,988. We were very close on that prediction, and you're going to find out here in a second why that might just not be over yet. The next level of support I want to point out is here at $41,000. That was a level right here. And remember, guys, that brings us to our support zone right below us that's holding us up right here. The next levels that I want to talk about are in here a little closer on the 4-hourly chart. Notice, guys, that we've been in a downtrend consistently for the last few days. We have lower highs, as you can see right here, and lower lows, as you can see right here. This is very important, and we want to draw some trend lines to show how that is playing into our charting right now. Notice how we have a resistance touch right here and right here. Well, we can use this to define a downtrending level of resistance, and we can see that Bitcoin actually broke above that downtrending level of resistance just a couple of hours ago, using it as support. In fact, in the last 48 hours, I'm sorry, not even the last 48 hours, the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has rallied 13%. We see that showing over here on CoinMarketCap, as it is a very green day for the cryptocurrency market. The next level that I want to show you, and then we're going to throw it back to chat for just a second, is this support level down here. Notice what this does. We have a support level on our bottoms, and we have a support level now on our tops. This used to be a resistance level just a day ago. This was a descending wedge. For everybody who has gone through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, you will know from this video right here on wedges and pennants that this is a descending wedge. These normally break bullish about 70% of the time. Guess what we have done, guys? We've broken bullish. Those are some of the levels of support and resistance we want to look at. I also want to show you another level of support, which sits at $45,000. This is a very important support level. We're going to go ahead and draw it at 45K. Why are we drawing at 45K, guys? Well, it's quite simple, actually. The reason we're drawing here at 45K is because we have a double bottom right here, and $45,000 is also halfway between $40,000 and $50,000. The point is, these are our support levels. These are our resistance levels. We're going to dive into the indicators here in a second, but I want to throw it back to chat really quickly. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump back onto the chart really quickly. There's something I want to show you briefly, and then we're going to jump back into our Bitcoin technical analysis topically. A lot of people are concerned about us potentially going into some kind of bear market. Let me be very clear. We do not believe that's happening right now. As you can see, back here in January, we pulled back a total of over 30% in the span of 14 days. We didn't go into a bear market. We bounced and rallied and continued moving higher. Same thing is true if you look back on the older history on Bitcoin. During the 2016-17 bull market, Bitcoin rallied 10,000% over the course of 2.5 years. But during that, we saw multiple 40% corrections over and over and over again. And the reason that we saw that, but we continued in a bull market, is because guess what, guys? Bull markets are not driven by technical analysis. They're driven by fundamental analysis. That's why we do a lot of our technical analysis down on the daily chart and the 4-hourly chart, because the super long term is dominated by the fundamentals. And by the way, the fundamentals look fantastic. Before we get further into the video, let's talk about Bybit, the best and most reliable trading platform. Bybit is great about helping you stay up to date on real-time market fluctuations, keeping you informed on what your crypto is doing. Your funds are securely stored in a multi-signature cold wallet. This allows for collections and withdrawals to be made via offline signatures. If you're looking for a great trading platform, you can get connected by using our Bybit affiliate link down below. So, what we talked about a second ago was we established our support and resistance levels on Bitcoin. We established that there's a resistance level at $58,000. That's our previous all-time high figure. We also established that there's a zone of support down here between $41,000 and $42,000. We also talked about how we had explained on this channel that we thought Bitcoin was going to go down to $42,000. Guess what? Went down to $42,900. We were very close on that, and there's reason to believe that that correction might not be over. However, in the last day, we have broken bullish out of this pattern right here, which is a descending wedge. By the way, for everybody who is in CT2A, we have a video right here on wedges and pennants. In that video, we talk about how there's a 70% chance these patterns break bullish, and that's exactly what we've done. So now let's run through our indicators, get all of the technicals floating around in our head so that we can make some concrete predictions on where Bitcoin might be heading next. Very first thing we want to do in our blank-to-bank format of technical analysis is look at RSI and MACD. These are two of the most popular technical indicators in the entire game, so you need to be paying close attention to them. Notice how RSI has bottomed out and bounced. We've rallied from 47 all the way up to 54 on the RSI. That's a very good sign and indicative that we might be moving into some kind of turnaround. The same thing is true with MACD. You can notice that the MACD has started to converge on itself. What does MACD stand for? It stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. When you are moving to the downside and you're converging, that is called bullishness, and this is indicative that we might be having some kind of turnaround, and again, that's because of this movement here on the chart. By the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but this is what's known as a bullish engulfing candlestick. We have a red candlestick right here with a larger green candlestick that engulfs it. Notice how the top of the red candlestick is lower than the top of the green. That's an engulfing candlestick. That is a very bullish thing. Notice how this downtrend actually started with a bearish engulfing candlestick. This now has become a bullish engulfing candlestick. We're going to want to pay close attention to this chart for the next 72 hours or so and see if we're able to go into a rally. One more thing I want to talk about down on the 4-hourly chart is where we actually have to break if we're going to see Bitcoin move into a new rally and if we're going to see Bitcoin start a new uptrend. Because a lot of people are thinking, hey, look, Jeb, this is the bottom. Bitcoin's bottomed out. We're heading up. Well, hold your horses. I want to point out this. We have a flat level of resistance at $50,000 flat. Remember, $50,000, mass psychological level. Everybody likes putting their trades around whole numbers. $50,000 is a level that we need to beat. And also, guys, by the way, our previous high is actually $52,000. So even though Bitcoin has rallied over the last 24 hours, we cannot say that Bitcoin has gone into a new rally and into a new uptrend until we've broken at least $52,000. That's why I'm saying that we want to look at this market for another 72 hours or so, see where Bitcoin's going, and figure out if Bitcoin's actually going into a rally. My point is here is that Bitcoin is at a crossroads. It's trying to go into a new rally, but we don't have confirmation of that rally yet. Guys, keep that in mind. Bitcoin is at a crossroads. Next thing we have to do in our blank-to-bank format is look at our technical indicators. Again, I want to show you volume. Notice here, guys, how volume has been slightly declining recently. That makes sense because Bitcoin has been losing volatility recently. With that volume going down, that indicates weakness in the trend. What's the trend? It's a downtrend. That's actually a good thing. If there's low volume in the downtrend, it might be indicative that the bulls are about to reverse the polarity of the market and they're going to take charge. That's what we've seen happen with this 12% move over the last 24 hours, so that's a very good thing. Looking at TD sequential, we can see that we have reversed. We are now in the green area on TD sequential. Nothing to worry about there. And one thing I want to show you on the 4 SMAs is that the 50 daily simple moving average is sitting right here in our zone of support at $41,000 to $42,000. We talked about this multiple times in the chart, how $41,000 to $42,000 is a level that Bitcoin can hold. It's a level that Bitcoin can bottom out at. It's a level that Bitcoin is able to use as long-term support. If we break $41,000 to $42,000, we have support down between $30,000 and $35,000, but if we're able to hold support at $41,000 to $42,000, that would be a very good thing. So you can see that the 4 simple moving average is sitting right here. Good sign, guys. Absolutely. We are going to be moving on to Cardano and technical analysis on Cardano pretty quickly here, guys. Just want to show you one more thing, and that is that Bitcoin is actually broken bullish above the 20 daily EMA. However, we need to see where Bitcoin goes from here. Let's go ahead and wrap all of this technical analysis up into a nice little bow, and we're going to move on to ADA, because I know you guys are really excited about that, and I am too. Where is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is at a crossroads. We have rallied 13% in the last 24 hours, but Bitcoin's not out of the woods yet. Bitcoin needs to break $50,000 to $52,000 if it's going to go into a new rally. However, since that hasn't happened yet, we still have to run under the assumption that Bitcoin is in a downtrend. So here's my analysis on Bitcoin. Yes, I'm very happy that Bitcoin's up 12%, but it's at a crossroads. We need to be careful about getting overly hyped on this market. We want to be safe. We want to be cautious. We want to make sure that we're not doing anything silly. So let's make sure we're paying attention to the technical analysis.